Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon an NBC television series by the name of Hannibal. I'm going to talk about Season 2, Episode 3 titled Hassun. And forgive me if I pronounce those, episode titles wrong. The first season has French titles. These titles are Japanese titles. So this episode of the NBC television series by the name of Hannibal for Season 2, Episode 3, the plot is we pretty much have a courtroom sequence. Obviously other things are happening. Conversations and stuff like that. But, this is the courtroom where they're finally going to decide, is Will Graham innocent? Did he commit these crimes or did someone else commit these crimes? And, there will be spoilers in this video just so you guys, spoilers in this review, just so you guys know. And so we have, Mads Mikkelsen, playing the character of Hannibal Lecter. His character's, put up there on the stand, to be a witness, to be there for Will Graham's character. And that's probably my favorite moment in the entire episode is that. But that's pretty much the main gist is, this courtroom sequence where they're trying to prove his innocent, at first they use the whole, he was unconscious, he wasn't aware of what he was doing, and that's until they brought in some new evidence, and that's where they say, hey, there's another killer out there. And that's pretty much the plot details for episode 3 titled Hassun for season 2 of the NBC television series with the name of Hannibal. I loved this episode. I loved the previous 2 episodes, loved the first season. Once again, another great episode. Favorite moment in this episode was actually with Mads Mikkelsen's character, where he says, it's a very sentimental and kind of emotional scene where he says, hey, I still think that, I still think that we're friends. Because that's kind of what the series is about. It's about the relationship between Will Graham, Hugh Dancy's character, and Mads Mikkelsen's character, who plays the character of Hannibal Lecter. It's about them, their two characters, and the relationship that they have, and that's kind of about that. And after all this time, it's crazy that, he still thinks they're friends. Him framing him, winding him up, and letting him just, go, winding him up, and just watching him go, that kind of quote that was from the first season, that's where I got that. And he still thinks they're friends, after framing him, after letting him take the downfall for the kills that Hannibal Lecter committed. He still thinks they're friends, and I kind of like that concept of the show, that he still thinks they're friends after all this time. It's curious to see what Will Graham thinks about this, because Will Graham is, he's unsure. He knows that Hannibal Lecter did so, and Will Graham doesn't think they're friends. He made that very clear in the first episode of the second season. But Mads Mikkelsen character Hannibal Lecter still thinks they're, so that relationship, still thinks they're friends. So that relationship between these two characters is definitely one of the best things about it. The dialogue has always been one of the best things in the series. Just the dialogue between each character, it's just some great stuff going on. Each character is developed upon in a great way. They're all fleshed out. They're written in great ways. Brian Fuller, the overall writer and sort of creator of the series, does a great job in creating these characters that aren't one note. They're not basic characters. They're complex characters. There's so many sort of, complexity and complex elements about them that it's not funny. It's just good stuff. It's such a dark series, such a dramatic series. There's never a dull moment in the NBC television series by the name of Hannibal. It's some great stuff going on. One of the most interesting things going on is it seems we have another killer that was introduced in the show. Now there's one of two possibilities, and you guys can, comment on the comment board and let me know what you think. Either, and here's my two theories. Either Hannibal Lecter, either he's crafting this trial, making it go the direction he wants to go. Either, the whole question of the series so far is, who sent the ear in the envelope? Who sent that? And either Hannibal Lecter is crafting this trial, he sent the ear. Either he's just, manipulating everyone, letting the trial go in the way he wants it to go. Or the other possibility is that there actually is another killer on the loose. There's actually someone else out there that, that admires Will Graham, didn't do, but thinks he did, and, so they admire him, sent him the ear, killed the judge there at the very end. So, there's those two possibilities. And the one that I think is that there's another killer probably out there. That's the one I'm going with. And the reason I say that is because I know the character Abel Gideon I believe that's his name, Dr. Abel Gideon, the one that got shot in the last season. His character is still alive, and I think they're going to slowly introduce him as time goes on, I believe. But maybe it is Hannibal Lecter. Maybe it is him manipulating everyone, having the trial go his way. Overall, I love this episode. It was another one of those episodes where it was a dialogue-driven episode. It's always been one, but once again, a dialogue-driven episode where you got to listen in and see what they're saying, to really understand what's going on. I really like Lawrence Fishburne's character playing the character of Jack Crawford. Because we already sort of know the downfall. I mean, we don't know if he's going to die, but it seems like he might die. And we're having this build-up to his death. This build-up of he wants to leave with his wife, because she's, she has cancer and she's getting ready to die also, as we saw in the first season. And he wants to go off, and be with her. And we're sort of having a build-up to his death, it seems like. So I love his character. It's going to be really interesting to see, if his character does die. But most likely he probably will because of what we saw in that first episode. It was just a really cool moment, that fight scene between them two. Just great actors, great acting in general. Just one of those series that just never has a dull moment, as I said earlier. Once again, that's my review of the NBC television series for Season 2, Episode 3, Hassun, the name of Hannibal. Thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down the page below. And I'll see you guys later for more videos by Centipede Geek.